Elegance, functionality, and purity combined in a striking design. That's what Italy's best-known design company, Pininfarina, is famous for. That's the Cambiano. A fascinating hybrid concept car with a stunning roof made of acrylite. Cambiano, a small town near Turin where Pininfarina has been based for 30 years. But it's also the name of their latest prototype, a car that embodies everything the company has always stood for. We have a long tradition of quality, of style, of good proportions. What we call the Italian style that everyone expects. And then we've always had this habit and tradition of looking forward to the future. So doing innovation has always been one of the most important parts of the company. That's why we also have an R&D department and a wind tunnel. Pininfarina always makes the right synthesis between the traditions of the skill of chassis construction and the innovation of technological research. Design studies, unique pieces. Many vehicles from the drawing board of the Italians have already written automotive history. Their latest project is now underway, the chassis, made of carbon fiber and aluminum. Inside, the finest materials. For example, real wood was used for the interior. Equipped with 4 electric motors, the Cambiano could be called an eco-sports car, futuristic but also trend-setting. In accordance with the overall concept, the roof is a further highlight. It creates a sense of space and transparency. The elegant symbiosis of design and functionality was made possible by the use of acrylite. From the beginning, we started with this idea of a very clean and transparent cabin, very fluid and aerodynamic at the same time. And so we thought this cabin had to be done with a transparent material. It had to be done with a material that allowed us to do complex shapes, that allowed us to have transparent and also semi-transparent areas, and to play with those areas of transparency or just toned down light. We thought that acrylite was the most appropriate material to be able to do it. Rome, Italia delivered exactly the right material to meet the needs of the designers. Especially when developing new designs and prototypes, it's important to be able to rely on a material that allows these ideas to become reality. The great advantage of acrylite is that you can have a wide choice of color, of thickness, different effects, and you can also work on it by doing laser engraving, by sanding, or by spraying a layer of paint to transform its appearance. So it is probably the most appropriate material when we want to do complex shapes that have never been done before. Traditionally, Pininfarina was one of the first companies that made an extensive use of acrylite in cars, even in the late 50s and 60s. For example, when making the front headlamps of a Ferrari or the Alfa Romeo Duetto, we made the covers more aerodynamic with acrylite. This would not have been possible with glass. Elegance, purity, and functionality. The Pininfarina Cambiano combines all of this perfectly. So that's what a luxury sports car might look like in the near future. Ecological, the finest materials, and stunning style.